I don't really know why I chose this tree, but it's very popular. I think it has 400,000 views, so I have to do an update. Hello. So, you've seen the...
Well, that's, I wouldn't suggest doing it. But if you were to do it, I mean, look at the lemon thing. It's just
straight.
boring. Everything's here. If you move your hands, it makes a gap. A gap. Might want to edit that out. But the tightness is right here. So that's your only front, especially.
Well, obviously that was the idea.
So my suggestion would be to get a Sharpie and match it here.
You talk like you're from Massachusetts, where all of us assholes are from.
Definitely not where Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch are from. So
Marky Mark, who is that guy?
If you match it here, not match, but do your slice and not chop, just bring it in a little bit to bring this over hard. You can't bend this whole section that way, but if you give it a little bit of a cut right here,
well, you
can. Okay, well, if you can do it, then
that's new growth. You can move that new growth.
That's pliable enough still to really get it to go. You know, pinky like that. If you can, then do it. Otherwise, the alternate approach for me would be to notch it here and then pull it a little bit. But then we'll take my Sharpie and just start drawing where you like the curve to be based on the Nabari and your lower. And then get out.
Well, my friends, welcome back. And you will now see what I'm going to do to this poor tree again. And I apologize to anyone who has ever owned it.
You want me to sing again?
No.
Good, okay.
I have wedged the tree. Not a wedgie, but a wedge the tree. This is where we're going to probably pot it at, right about there. This is an interesting branch. I've said before that new growth is very flexible, and as you see, it is very flexible. Really good development, but it's kind of in a weird spot. I may end up cutting it off. We'll see. The biggest flaw of this poor tree, besides all these roots, which I can fix that, is this right here. It's straight. It's a straight line all the way like that. I mean, there's nothing. A branch would be good there, but I think what we're going to do to improve the trunk is we're going to nibble out just a little bit.
Let me get on your good side.
What is he doing there? Now the camera's not quite looking at where I'm looking at, but we can fix that.
Here's the front.
Yeah, the front is like so.
Your bald spot's in the way. There you are.
You got a picture of my ass?
Video, technically. The photos are on my messenger.
Now you're saying to yourself, what the hell is he doing? What kind of a fool does this kind of stuff to trees? This kind of fool, right here. The willow leaf ficus can handle this kind of work. Compartmentalizes very well. And heals. It heals slow, but it'll eventually heal. But I need to get in there with a sharp knife.
Ooh, a Dell blade. It's Damascus steel from Del Couture.
Oh, it's like butter.
They do carve fast. They're the best knives in the shop.
Now carving on the willow leaf, it is there is a grain, believe it or not, so you can't really go against the grain or it just ends up ripping everything. So you have to go top to bottom. This is a pretty big tool, but you know, I'm good at handling big tools. How's that look from that? Oh, look at that. It's like a little shimmy and a shake and a wiggle and a walk. I think that'll do. Now on this top, I'm going to cut it somewhere down here eventually, but I want more growth here. When you do your trunk chop and then you get your leader, you want the leader to be at least as half as wide or thick as the trunk before you do the chop, because once you do the chop it's not going to grow very fast. So I would do a cut here, but I'm just going to leave this. But in order to get it to grow faster, I'm going to cut off everything except for the top growth. So this is going to still look ugly for another year or so.
Cuttings coming soon to a multi-club picnic near you.
So by doing this, it's going to make it grow faster. This one is taller, so we'll get rid of that one.
Nice fork.
So there we go. Now we need to make the decision, do I get rid of this or just cut it back?
Did you tell them the problem about it though?
The problem, in case you didn't know, is that this is on the inside of a curve and it just totally disrupts this
Kind of a knob going in the wrong direction.
Yeah, but since we did this, now it kind of makes it look like it's on the outside of the curve. So I'm going to do that and allow it to grow secondary branches.
Would you tie it down a little bit first, or just keep letting it go?
I'll let it go because eventually I'll cut it here somewhere.
Gotcha.
I'm
so you're not concerned about making branches at this point?
Yeah, we're just growing branches at this point. And I'm not going to make this where that typical bonsai where you have that 27-degree angle going downwards. This is going to go up, down, and that's just my style. And I think we can simplify. We have 2 coming here, 3 coming, 4 coming from the same spot. So we'll get rid of this. And I think this one is more important than that one. No, this is at a better place, but this is going in a better direction.
Too high for a lower.
Yeah, and
that one's healing. That'd be a good lower.
Yeah, this is what Ben described as the money. So if he didn't play with it too much, this is a good spot for this to help heal that chop. So I think I'm gonna take this one off. I'm gonna keep this one here, just because this. You have one, they're not on top of each other. That's how you want to space your branches out. And then this one's kind of coming towards the front, so we'll get rid of that. Get rid of that.
This was sawed off at the top 1 year ago.
1 year ago is what it says on the thing.
Here's
This,
that.
I think I want to slow this down. So what I'm going to do is cut it like that. Because if I allow this to grow without cutting it, this will get fatter than this. We want these to develop at same thicknesses. This one here, I think I can cut back as well. These ones I'm going to allow to grow. And we'll do the same thing. We'll get rid of the side branching. And that's probably and just allow the tip to grow. So that's really all I can do to it. 1 year growth, unrestricted in Florida on a willow leaf ficus.
That means not in the side of a basement under a LED light that you bought from Walmart.
And this is without, the only fertilizer I put on it is when we did the last video too.
Yes, it's paired.
I'm going to repot this at a better angle when I get back to the nook because I don't want to mess up Ben's floor.
I just slept. It's clean here.
Okay, I lied. I know I was supposed to do this months ago, but it is New Year's Eve. I think I did the original footage several months ago. You can see how much the tree has grown and how much the weeds have grown. That's lovely. I'll pull those. Okay, so we're weeded, just about all weeded. I'll put some fertilizer down this time because I think I forgot to do it last time. Oh, look at that. Oh, that was exciting. If I recall, the front was here somewhere. You can see how much it's grown. I even got shoots where I cut back. So I'm going to just continue the growth, get rid of this junk. That's actually where the cut was I did in the original video, and see how much it's healed. It's a good 1/4 inch. So I put down some fertilizer. And I'll put down a layer of fresh soil, and then some weed preventer. Now I got rid of all the extra growth and brought it back to where I had it back in September, just with the tip growth or apical growth. To explain why I only leave growth on the tips, that concentrates the hormones and the energy, and it will thicken the branch quicker that way. And that is it until next year. I'll repot it because, you know, it's almost January 2019. So maybe we will see you in a couple of months. Wait, I should say 2019, shouldn't it? What?
Matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match. Find me a find, catch me a catch.